In Milwaukee, the patterns of segregation are historical. And they're different in many communities because actually the housing providers, what we call the gatekeepers, the people who make decisions about how housing is sold and purchased and where people live and how communities are designed, those people have the influence and information that they share with some and don't share with others. So that accounts for how segregation actually happens. Back in the 20s, even before the 20s, but I'm going to start you with the 20s, in 1924, the Board of Realtors in Milwaukee said that they needed to do something about making sure that African Americans stayed within a certain area and didn't spread out into other areas. So this is one of the reasons that Milwaukee looks different, is that it was by design that a professional organization who deals with how housing is sold, where it's sold, who gets to have access to that, they decided that we've got to do something about this problem. So they, in short terms, they set up a rule that you could not sell a home to an African American if an African American did not already live in that community, in that neighborhood. So basically that contained African Americans in certain areas where they already lived and allowed other people within that community to move fairly smoothly. They could move wherever. So if you didn't live in neighborhood X already and there weren't already blacks living in neighborhood X, you didn't, if you had an African American customer, you didn't show them a home in community X. They got to see Y, Z, A, wherever other African Americans were. So that actually by design contained information, but also contained people's choices as to where they live. So that's discrimination. There's a